Hello, my friends. I think I want to add a little bit to yesterday's video called What Would Love Do? What would love do? And what it turned out to be about yesterday was that how important it is that we first figure out what love would do with ourselves when we are not honoring ourselves, when we're not listening to ourselves, when we are not connected to our true divinity. Then we go out in the world and we do things that may not be very helpful if we actually want to achieve something better, a better world, more loving world. And I think what's really important about using that sentence, that question for ourselves, is that it helps make our unconscious behaviors conscious. So if you're just out there, being upset with the world and trying to change it with force, or you might be doing the opposite. You might be pulling back and hiding because you're afraid. Either way, what we're doing is we're feeding a program that we believe is real, that we have identified with as real, based on some unconscious beliefs and identities that we have about ourselves, and based on some experiences we've gone through in life that are still stuck in our bodies, in our being, in our tissue, and it's still undigested. You may have heard that before, that many people are emotionally constipated because we do not know how to digest these painful emotions. And because of that, we just ignore them because, I don't know what to do with them, but I know what to do if I go out there and fight and try and change the outer world. And so that's what I'm going to do. But of course, everything we do, all our energy still moves through this undigested trauma, emotional pain, attachments. So the energy that we send out in the world is not pure, is not able to help raise the frequencies, which is what is needed if we want to see real change. If we want to just see change on that same level of consciousness, on the same dualistic level, then forget about what I just said. Just go out there and, move some chairs around and change one politician into another one, give him or her another name, and then think you've made a difference. Well, good luck. It's not like that. Everything out there is still it's just all basically very unconscious, immature behaviors, like the people that we're fighting out there. If you are doing that, they're just as unconscious with their emotional traumas and their emotional pains and beliefs that they have not dealt with. Why? They didn't know how to, so they just thought, okay, I'm going to go out there in the world and I'm going to try and make a change, make a difference, and make it better out there. And again, whatever they're doing, it's moving through that layer of undigested, unresolved, unintegrated emotions that are kept separate from who we are. So we're not moving into the world from wholeness. What do you think the world needs more of? Division or wholeness? So, of course, the answer is obvious, but that is what we need to come to within ourselves. And the only way we can do that is by using the question, what would love do? What would love do to me when I'm in an emotional pain? I'm scared, I'm angry, I'm not being listened to or heard or fulfilled, whatever it is. There's pain there. What would love do? What do you do if your kitty or your dog or your child or your horse or whatever, anybody that you feel very close to, your parents, your siblings, your partner, maybe your neighbors. What would love do if you see somebody like that in pain? Would you go out there and do the rah-rah? Of course not. You would just embrace them and love them the best way you can. And that's all we can ever do. So there's no reason why we should not include ourselves in that. And when we do, when we really learn how to bring that love to the parts inside of us that feel unloved, that feel scared, that feel upset, that don't know what to do, there's despair. Those are the parts that we need to learn to turn towards and be present with them, not try and change them or get rid of them or analyze them, for God's sake, and figure out what's going on. It's because this happened to me back then, and it's because my dad did this and my mom didn't do this. That is mental regurgitation. It's mental analyzing, and it's kind of paralyzing you in a way, because it just stays up here, and then you may know some things like, oh yeah, I know, it's because this happened, and then also this happened. So all of it stays up here, and in the meantime, this part that is still deeply hurt because this happened is still hurting and still wants to go out there and try and change the world through the lens of unintegrated, unwhole, unhealed energy. It's fine if you want to do some of this. It can be helpful, absolutely. When you understand why you may have become who you are, why you may be acting and behaving the way you are, I think that can be very helpful, as long as it's not used to label yourself and then stay in that realm of labeling and the mental realm. No, use it as a way where you can bring more love to yourself, more compassion, where you can go, oh wow, no wonder I've been so upset. And then you go back, and then you can bring that love. Then you can ask the question, what would love do when it understands how many challenges I went through that made me be who I am today? How can you not embrace that? How can you not love that? How is that possible when you really, really see it? But of course, the problem for most of us is that we don't take the time to pause or to stop, this tsunami of outgoing energy, and the energy is undigested and upset, and it's hurting. That is the energy we keep putting out into the world. And I really hope that many of us, more and more of us, start realizing that we literally are adding to the chaos and the disaster and the suffering in the world by doing that. I think it's great for people, if they want to demonstrate, if they come from a place of wholeness, because they want to bring wholeness to something. They don't want to go out there judging and blaming and yelling and screaming. It's adding to the problem. And it may not feel like that when you're really in the grip of that energy of anger and pain and whatever. I think I mentioned it yesterday, we don't necessarily have what it takes to stop, right? It's like it has a momentum and a drive and a tsunami-like force behind it. Not so easy to stop that. But what else can we do? What else can we do? The tsunami is not gonna bring more love and peace to the world. The only thing that will is when we learn to harness, put a bridle on this tsunami inside,